very sorry. I feel like a lot is going on in my life right now. Actually, none of the things that's supposed to happen is happening. That must sound strange because I don't go out, I don't do anything. How can things happen? And I don't know. I really don't know. But long story short, I wrote to my first real boyfriend in 2014, and he never answered me. I wrote him over Facebook. I did it because I had a horse in the area where he was living, or where we were living when we were together. So I guess I was thinking how he was doing, what was going on in his life, and wrote him. But he never answered. Then a couple of weeks ago I stumbled upon one of his friends on Facebook. Sorry for all his hair. I should maybe get the elastic band proper in. It's all the way in the bottom. Well, I stumbled upon his friend from the time, and I wrote to this guy. I know you. I know you from this and this person and this city. Remember, I used to move a lot. Like, I used to move all the time. So I had to put a city on, and he remembered me. And we wrote for a while. And suddenly my teenage sweetheart wrote me. I was so sad when we broke up. I was really, really sad when we broke up, because I thought every time I have a boyfriend, I think that we are gonna stay together for the rest of our life, that we will treat each other good enough to stay together for the rest of our life. But we didn't, and I have issues with people leaving me because I have such a bad mom and dad and stepfather, and I have been moved a lot. I have lived more than 40 places, and I'm 42. That's a lot. And I have actually lived the same place for 10 years once. Not in my childhood. Well, I started writing with this guy, the ex-boyfriend, and when we broke up, I decided not to make a scene, because I remember my mum saying, you might meet up in 10 years, and if you treat him right, you could end up together. I guess that's the best thing my mum ever said to me, and the wisest thing she ever said to me. She must have had like 3 seconds of brightness and good heart. How can that be? Well, anyway, I stayed low under the radar, and it was really hard living in the same apartment, and it was really hard living in the same city, so I actually moved away. But I have been thinking frequently of this guy. He does have a big space of my heart, in my heart. And now, more than 20 years later, he wrote me. And of course he is in a phase of, do I want to leave my wife, or do I want to stay with my wife? I believe that's a good reason to write to other women. I don't know. But he has been really good to me, as in really good to me, because I have lived my whole life thinking that the only person who ever loved me was my son. And he says that is not true. He says that I was his first love, and I guess he is telling me, he's not saying the exact words, but he's saying that he wants to be honest, and he wants to do the right thing. And he says what his wife is saying, and he says things about me, and he's saying things like he's trying picking me up, kinda, but not. It's really confusing, but this is not about that. This is about, he's saying that I deserve all the best, and I deserve a good husband or boyfriend. And there must be a lot of people that wants to be my friend and loves me, because he can't think of anybody else who deserves that. It makes me sad, not because I'm sad, but that proves me wrong. There is actually people loving me. He might not love me right now, but he used to. And that is really important to me. Really important. I don't think we are going to be a couple again. I don't even think I want that. It's a bit tough because it's a good story. We used to be together 20 some years ago, and we found each other and lived ever happily ever after. That's a good fairy tale. And who doesn't want a fairy tale? With my former life, I'm absolutely certain that I deserve a fairy tale like that, but I do have a brain still, and he might be pretty ugly, or nasty. He might be scratching his bum all the time, sniffing his finger. Who knows? It's so long ago. Well, I believe that every person we meet for a reason. Can I think that when I see no purpose in life? I don't know. I used to believe, I might still believe that every person we meet for a reason. And I believe that I am at the lowest point ever of my life, as if I passed the bottom. And I believe nobody loves me beside my son. And I think that is really, really sad. So I think this boyfriend is sent from heaven, just to tell me that he actually loved me. And he actually said this, that he has 2 heartbreaks in his life. And I wrote to him that I think he was pretty lucky to have 2 heartbreaks in his life. And he wrote back, "You are the first." And I couldn't stop crying. It's really important to people to be loved. Why is it that? I understand why babies need love, but I don't understand why adult people needs love. But at least I have felt love. I have a hair, I can see it, sort of. Oh, it was stuck. Well, I ride with this guy every night when he's off work this week, and I actually enjoyed myself. I have been laughing, I have been cheerful, I have been happy, I have wandering around, I have wanting to do things like taking a shower. I just took a shower. I'm not even dressed yet. Look at this. No trousers. I don't wash my hair every week, actually. Well, I just want to say that everybody needs someone that loves them. Everyone. And I actually think that this guy is the only guy I had a little struggle catching. I really, really tried, but he was so shy. He was really shy. And he was really good looking, as in like a model. And people turned around to look at him. He talks like a farmer. He does. He talks funny. Like not funny that way, but he's not speaking plain Danish. He's speaking with an accent of the exact area where he's living, and he does it so perfect. It just sounds funny. I could laugh just by listening to him. He's a good guy. He really is a good guy. I had 2 good guys in my life. One of them my mum paid off to leave me alone. He took the money and stayed with me. That is funny. I think that is funny. But she broke it anyway. So I have 2 good guys in my life. This guy and another guy. I will tell you about the other guy another day. He's a good guy. But they are good guys. It's so funny to think about what you were doing 20 years ago. My son is 20. And he's doing nothing of the sort. He's just being such a nice little guy. And we were driving around. We were driving to one disco in one city, and then we went to another city to go on the disco. Then we went to the beach. Then we stayed in a summer house, and then we stayed in one city, and then we went to Odense, and then we went to Horsens, and then we were all over the place. We were all over the place. But still, we weren't together all the time. We were friends living together with a relationship. That's pretty funny, isn't it? I believe we were good together. We were giving each other space to be ourselves and do what we wanted to. Just think about it. If I meet him and he's gone bald with a big beard. I hate bald people. I like, what is this called? I like touching hair, not my hair, but a guy's hair. And if he hasn't got any hair, it's just like, sorry. And a lot of people have a big beard now, bald and big beard, or even worse, long hair and big beard. Sorry. But when they eat with this big beard, it's normally not kept real. So when they eat, they're having a little piece of meat here and a little drink here and a big drink all over the mustache, and they want me to kiss that. I won't do that. No way. No way ever will I do that. So if he's gone bald and have beard, he was quite tall, but he could still get fat, like in really fat. I like chubby guys, not fat guys, and I don't want skinny guys either. And I believe that each of us have different things we we get turned on with, and this is mine. I can't help it. It's something deep inside myself. But no bald guys, and no beard, and no really fat or really skinny guys. And they can be really nice guys, even though they are bald, having beard, or being fat or skinny. I know that, but that is not what I want. So if I met up with this guy and he was exactly that, he will ruin my illusion of what I once had. And that would be devastating. I mean, then I will have to think about him like a little bald guy with a big beard and a fat tummy. I can't picture that. I don't want to think about my teenage sweetheart like that. I could never do that. I actually think I can never meet him, because lots of things have changed in the years that went by, and even I changed. And I don't want to be disappointed. I want to have this illusion of this guy. And he did it. He did make it even better, because he said I was his first love and it was really hard to break up. So he did it better already. I will have to think about that. But last night we were writing a lot, and I can't write on my phone without glasses on. But I also get really tired of having my glasses on, because it hurts on my nose. I can wear them all day, but at night they will be hurting right here and here. And actually just behind my ears too. So I phoned him up. Someone had to do it, and he wouldn't do it. So I phoned him up, and we spoke for 1.5 hours. It was so funny. I was laughing a lot. And it was funny to hear his voice, because I thought he was more like common Danish speaking today than he was at the time, but he's exactly the same. Exactly. And I think I scared him away, because I had to tell him about what is wrong with me, and he was saying the right things. But you know, when you tell people that you have a wheelchair, people make stories inside their head. And I believe that he is choosing between his wife and I right now, and I actually said to him that I didn't want him to make that choice, because I'm not sure that we're supposed to be a couple again. But I will promise him, and that was for only selfish reasons, but we made a pact. It's quite funny. I never had a Valentine, so I also believe that if you leave a relationship, you're not ready for a new one within 1.5 years. It takes time to be left or leave someone, because you have to grieve. You have to work with that grief, and you have to get over the grief. So I believe that will take between 1 year and 1.5 years. And I asked him if we could make this pact, and he said, well, I don't know the pact. And I said, well, next year on February 14th, Valentine's Day, we can go on a date if you are single. And he said, okay. I said, until then, I want to be your friend, only your friend. But if you go back to your wife, I don't want to be in your life. And that is our pact. And I said it because I never had a Valentine. So if he is leaving his wife, I have a Valentine next year. There's a lot of hair here. Sorry. I have a Valentine next year. I also force him to recover if they break up, and I completely removed my pressure, if I had any pressure on him. I believe that he has to make this decision on his own, and he moved out before he wrote to me, so I have nothing to do with it. Actually, he's saying that she has been with another guy, and of course she's saying she hasn't. I can't say what's right and wrong because I wasn't there. But he says that he found out months and months and months ago. So it has nothing to do with me. I believe that he wrote to me to get comfort. Like I like to know that he used to love me. He needs to know that somebody find him attractive, and I don't know. He's just a little guy inside, isn't he? And he is sad, and he might be using me, and he might not. Actually, I find him really honest, so I think he's telling me the truth. But I think he's really confused because he's been with this girl for 20 years. And that's a lot to throw away. But I didn't leave, and I am saying I'm not sure that I even want to meet him, because I don't want to be disappointed. So I can't have any shares in this breakup. I do think they have to work it out on their own, and that's why I made this pact. I am his friend on Facebook. Not on Facebook, actually. We write together on Facebook and call each other on Facebook. And if he go back to his wife, he promised to say that to me, tell me. And if he doesn't go back, we have a date next year. I saved that Christmas present, didn't I? Haha. Anyway, I know that the chances of being hurt is quite big, and maybe that is why I'm saying I don't want to meet him. I do want to meet him. I say all the time, can we go for a walk on the beach? But at the same time, I don't want to meet him. Last night he invited me for a holiday, but I think just for fun, because he said, I will pick you up in an hour and we will go to the next warm place the plane take off to. And I'm still here, so he didn't pick me up. But the thought of it is quite fun. I mean, I would probably do it, but he's not that kind. He's more like playing safe. And I actually believe that he will go back to his wife because he's such a safe player. He knows how life is with his wife, and it's easy because he don't have to share his company. He doesn't have to share his house and his summer house and cars, and he can stay at the same house as his child. I understand that. That is why I don't want to give him any advice, because I don't want him to think that I was what is that called in English? That I was helping myself all along. So I just keep out of it. And I'm happy if I can have a friend in a tough time. And that is now. I also know that he can write me a message every day saying, this is it. But it's okay, as long as we did meet. It's okay. And I don't mind if we don't meet before next year. Well, sorry. It's really confusing, everything, because his friend is also saying, come and visit me, come and visit me. We can cuddle. And I don't want to cuddle with his friend. I didn't then, and I don't know. I might need to say that his friend is the stereotype of guys, where the dick is the most important thing. If they can rub their dick against something and it feels good, they will do it. And I remember that he was watching a lot of porn films. I also remember him as every girl's best friend. not exactly best friend, but he was always there when needed. And you know, the kind of person that is always helping themselves later on. Like, oh, I can be here for you after your breakup, or after somebody died, and I will hold you, and I will say that you're pretty and intelligent and things like that. Because you only do it because one day they will feel like kissing him and having sex with him. I feel rude saying that, but that is exactly why he's doing it. It's pretty sad. I think he's hurt inside. Like, I just want somebody to love me. There's actually guys having sex to stimulate their mood. Once I heard a guy say, my football team lost, so now I need some sex. That is strange. And I spoke to him about it, and he said, well, I have sex when I'm happy and sad and upset and angry, and it's different sex every time. I guess it is. What do I know about that? But I think it's wrong. It's like a drug then, and you are a sex addict. I believe that my stomach is noisy. Can you hear that? I believe that. Oh, sorry. I believe. I try again. I believe that if you are in a relationship, that you are being equal and are treating the other person right, you will have all the sex you need. But I have met a lot of men saying, if the sex is not working, none of it is working. Well, I'm not giving you sex so you can treat me right. You can treat me right and maybe get sex. That is how I am, because I don't think you can trade sex. I think that is wrong. But I think you can deserve sex. That came out wrong, and I can't save. I can't. I believe that if you treat me right, I want to have sex with you. Well, that is also wrong, because if you've been good to me, I won't have sex with everybody. That could be fun. Not for me. Well, I think if you are in a relationship, it's what a load of rubbish I'm saying. That is me. You cannot demand sex in a relationship. You can hope for it, and the bigger effort you make to get sex, the better. You know, some guys, they can turn you off by just laying on the sofa. And some guys can turn you on by just looking at you, or sending you a text from work. You don't even see them, and the text might only be in a couple of words, and still it's going straight to your panties. How do they do it? I don't know. I really don't know. But it is, it's quite exciting, because you should have thought that most men would know about it. And I find that most men don't know anything about it. It's funny. I believe so. I believe that some men are actually quite stupid, because a man can write to me saying hi. Nothing else. How do I apply to that? I think this might be lost in translation, but in Denmark we are saying, what are you doing? Like you are in English. But if we remove what, it actually means, are you pooping? It's not directly translated, so it's not like, how are you pooping? We are saying, it's nothing like that, but it's more like, how do you say that? What are you doing is, in Danish, hvad laver du? If you take what away, it's only laver du. And that is, are you pooping? Or it could be. And a lot of guys have wrote to me, laver du? And it's short, I know that. But I think it's rather rude writing a strange girl asking her if she's making a poop. I feel, I can't take that. I can't stand it. I want to kill them. And they write to me, are you pooping? And I apply, no, I am not pooping. I am writing to you. And if I was pooping, I would not tell you anyway. And they are like, oh, sorry. What are you sorry about? That you asked the wrong question, or? And sometimes it's, I get so long tits of men. I do. Yes, I am pooping. Do you want to see? Yes, please. No, you can't. You can't see my poop. Sorry, you can't. It's mine. And the toilets, it's our relationship. Bloody hell. Or maybe they do it because I can ask them, are you touching yourself? And they would be, oh yeah, do you want to see? I have a video of it. Oh my God. Why did God make guys? Well, that is it. I have said lots of stupid things, and I might regret some of it. And in 40 years' time, somebody might send me a hate message, and hopefully I will be dead at the time. Until then, have a happy life. See you. Bye bye.